I want to pick up on the union point. We see what's happening in Wisconsin. We will see what's happening in Ohio. I talked about the mayor of Camden, New Jersey. She said, look, $26 million shortfall. Accept the pay freeze. Also, pay more for your benefits. The officers there said, forget about it. We're going to hold the line. She said, I'm trying to tell you, I'm firing some people. They said, go ahead and do it. She did it. They were all stunned and shocked. And so how has it been for you to negotiate with people to understand that, yes, when you are a public worker, you frankly are operating in the public space, and so it's not like private industry. And so what are those negotiations been like to get people to understand you're going to have to make some concessions, or you actually might end up seeing a lot of your fellow comrades with no jobs, no benefits?
I think the unions increasingly are understanding the financial dilemma that we've been in. We've been in this recession now the better part of 3 years. We just went through this with our current fiscal year. And for the first time in many years, we have furlough days in the city. We sat down with every union, and we have lots of unions in the District of Columbia government. We sat down with every one of them, explained to them the financial dilemma, and frankly said, look, you know, not to be crass about this, but if we don't take furlough days, then we're talking about people getting fired. So either you take the furlough day or you go out the door.
Is it a problem when you see what's happening in Wisconsin, where Governor Scott Walker takes such a hard stance? Does that affect the trust that Mayor Gray just talked about between unions as well as elected officials?
It shows you how not to do it. We've had union negotiations in Atlanta where we got very good agreements, serious concessions, and we were able to fill a $40 million budget gap and not have to deal with the layoffs that would have happened otherwise. In Atlanta, prior to me getting into office, we'd laid off 2,000 people. So I had evidence to show what was going to happen, but the harsh tone and all of the rhetoric and all of the maneuvering that took place in Wisconsin, in my judgment, is a roadmap to avoid for an elected official that wants a career.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because the two unions, or two uniforms, the police and fire, were the only ones that gave up no concessions in our city, even with everything happening around us.
None?
And we're near Camden, so they knew when half of the police force got laid off, you would assume, and in Newark too, where they laid off a lot of officers and a lot of employees, it had no effect, because I think the old timers just felt that if you're going to lay anybody off, you're going to lay off the younger guys, so you're not going to touch us. That's a problem. And they did not really think of their fellow workers and giving up a little bit of something, which would have helped our whole problem.